Guys, Kevin here in Japan, and you know, a few years ago, quite a few years ago actually, one of my first years here in Japan, I made a video on the J-Land Kev channel, this channel, about I think it was called, really provocative title, All Foreigners Leave Japan. And got a lot of hate on that one. That was amazing. A lot of people watched it. And it's no longer on my channel. I think I got rid of that a while ago when I was cleaning up the image of my channels on YouTube, getting rid of all of the but a year ago I got rid of all of the kind of clickbaitish stuff, all of the provocativeness, all the drama, all that stuff is gone, and cleaned up the channels a lot. You know, it's just not me anymore. So basically what I meant by that was there's all foreigners leave Japan. Of course that's not the truth. There are foreigners who come here and stay here for a very long time. There's foreigners who come here and live here for the rest of their days. I've been here 7 years now, almost. Pushing 7 years later this month. And I think when I made that video, I'd only been in Japan for maybe a year and a half, 2 years. And I think I was kind of gauging it on my Korea experience, because I'd lived in Korea for 5.5 years. In Korea was an amazing revolving door of foreigners. Like literally, if you were in Korea for 2 to 3 years, there was this like really kind of derogatory term that like some foreigners had for others. They'd say, "Oh, you're a lifer. Oh, you're a lifer. You're gonna be a lifer here, man. Oh, 2 years you're a lifer. 3 years you're gonna be a lifer." Like as in staying long term was a very bad thing. Now the thing is, here in Japan, now I don't know how things are in Korea. I left Korea in 2007, but as far as Japan goes at this time, first of all, I found that like in Korea, it was kind of a younger demographic of people coming to work to teach English, like fresh out of university, fresh out of college. Whereas it seems that there are definitely people I meet here who are fresh out of university and college, but a lot of the people I've met who I work with who are even new to Japan, they're in their mid-20s or late 20s, if they're 30s. They're coming here, you know, with more life experience, kind of a better attitude, maybe a harder work ethic. No, of course, I'm sure not all people are like that, but so my time here, it seems through my observation that people who come to Japan tend to stay in Japan longer than those who I met in Korea. Like people who come to Japan tend to stay here for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years or longer. And even people who don't have like a Japanese spouse, like they're not attached that way. They don't have like the quote-unquote anchor, which is a very pejorative term, right? To say that like having a spouse as an anchor is a really negative thing to say, which is why I don't say that. Other BLI'ers say that. Yeah. So when I made that video, I think I was kind of saying like, oh, and all foreigners go away. At the time, I think one of my friends had just left, and I was feeling pretty bummed out about it. Now there is something to be said there that is true. If you do live in a place like this for, say, 7 years, you do meet a lot of really great people, and some of those great people stay, and some of those great people go, and it's really hard when those great people go, because it sucks to lose a friend, right? And you can remain friends on Facebook or you know, online and this and that, but it sucks when like you can't go and have dinner with them or hang out with them on the weekend for a beer or coffee or whatever it may be. So that's just, you know, reality. But I suppose, I mean, that's not necessarily a Japan-specific thing. I mean, if you were in the military anywhere in the world, or if you were at a company where you get transferred a lot, or you know, you're gonna have to move around in the modern economy, I suppose, in North America and Europe. You know, they say that people get, you know, the days of having a career for life are done, and you're gonna have like, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 jobs in a lifetime or more. You're gonna be doing a lot of moving around and saying goodbye to friends and all that stuff. So I suppose it's not just a Japan-specific, Korea-specific thing. So do all foreigners leave Japan? No, of course not. Look, 7 years later, 5 years after making that video, I'm still here. It's not a bad thing. All right, guys. I don't know. I'm just talking. A really cool thing happened today is though that I got to hang out with a couple of foreigners that were friends of mine, one specifically who was a good friend of mine who left Japan and now he's back. He's living kind of far away, but it was really cool to see him today. Yeah, so you know, sometimes there's a boomerang effect too, I suppose. Japan can have that on people because it's so awesome. Alright guys, gotta go. Kevin here, just talking to you on the J-Land Kev channel. Check all the links below, all that stuff. Well, like the video if you like it. Go check out my podcast. The links are below to the Just Japan podcast. Everything you want to know about Japan. Hey guys, take care.